everybody. Welcome to another Monday with Luciana. We are here today to talk about how to fall off from a horse. We all have some fears. To fall off from a horse is one of them. I have already many falls in my life. Luckily, I never really hurted myself badly, which is really lucky. But in the last few years, I had some falls, and when you're older, you get a little bit scared. So this year I decided to learn how to fall. And I practice the technique of Ukemi. It comes from the judo, and it helps you to practice or to learn how to fall, that you don't hurt yourself. Physically, there is a formula that says that our body is kind of like the whole weight. If we fall in our hands, we are putting the whole weight in our hands, and it can happen that we can break the hands. But in this formula, if we learn how to balance our weight when we fall, then we distribute our whole weight in our body, which is better to avoid some injuries. Like I said to you, why we should learn how to fall. You're gonna ask me, oh Luciana, if I learn how to fall, if I practice how to fall, then I am going to fall. Because I learned with you that we should focus in what we want and not in what we don't want. So if we're training to learn how to fall, we are focusing that we can fall. Yes, this is true, but you are getting ready and you're gonna master the way of falling that you don't get injured. That one day, if you fall off, you have better chances not to get injured. So it's not that you're now training or learning Ukemi and other things not to fall. You are learning that to fall has become something automatically for you, that when you fall, you're already going to roll and you're going to distribute the whole weight on your body, and you're going to have maybe no injury or maybe a less injury. You understand what I mean? For sure you should focus on having good courses, having a good ride, not having falls. But if it comes, what happened to all of us riders, when it comes, is for you so easy, like when you just learn how to jump fences. How many fences did you jump in your life? Thousands. How many of them? That one day is automatically for you. So you jump, you don't even think how to jump. It's there, it's automatically. But you can say that it's the same with fall. I'm going to fall so many times that it's already automatic. No, you're just going to learn and master the technique, how to fall, that when you fall, you're going to see, you're going to roll, and then it's going to be a much nicer fall. So, I would like to tell about some of my falls and the way I master or did not master my falling off from a horse. One of them, which you can see in Fit for Gold, is when I fall off from Lennox, which I was riding in. I lost my balance, right? So I lost the balance when I was riding, and I kind of my shoulder because I had an injury in my shoulder. So what happened? I put my foot on the floor to fall like this, but then I gave the balance to the other feet, which I was not in balance. Happened that I hurted this foot and not even the left one. So after that, I got a really bad injury on my right foot for half a year, which I couldn't ride. Therefore, I wrote Fit for Gold. So for something bad came something good. We should always think also about that when something negative happens, there is always something good coming out of this. Another, I would say, bad fall I had, which is 2019 in Abu Dhabi, with a mare which I was riding the first time, and I didn't know how she was. After the class, which we were clear in the paddock, when they went to do the boots control, she kind of put her head down and the whole bridle came out of her head. So she got panicked and she starts running with me in the pedal like crazy. And then what happened? We both landed in the hospital. She on the clinic and I in the hospital. So by falling off, she really threw me out of the saddle with so much speed, with so much power, that for sure I hit my head, I got unconscious. Luckily I didn't hurt my shoulder, but I fall off so strong on my hips that I make the arthrose which I have in my back active. And this pain, I am dealing with that now since 3.5 years and became chronic. So how in that moment I could have done or could avoid this accident? First, to put the bridle back on the horse and to avoid that the bridle would just fall off from her head. This was for sure the first thing. And then when I saw I was falling down, I should you're gonna learn with me that in a few minutes, then put my shoulders down that I could roll. So I fall and I just went like this on the floor. If I would have mastered the technique of falling down, I could have in that moment tried to roll, and then nothing maybe would have happened. So this is one thing, and this is why it's so important to learn how to fall. That you roll and you try to distribute your whole weight in the ground. Another time which I fall, and it was funny, just the last few years I fall more. I fall off more than in my whole entire life, because I'm someone that I did not have so many falls in my life. But last year, just before the Olympic Games, 8 weeks before the Olympic Games, just riding at home Concento, he spooked on a vase, and I wanted to go left, but he went right. So what happened is, by going right, I lost completely my balance, which he went right, and I was like this, and then trying not to fall on my back and hurt my back again, that I really hold here with my legs, really trying not to fall. What happened? I had an eruption in my abductor muscle. So, again, I was thinking how not to hurt myself. I ended hurting myself even more, because when I fall really on the ground. I had even no chance to roll. So I didn't master the way of falling, and I fall with my whole body and weight on the floor. So why I think it's so important for you now to learn how to fall with the Ukemi technique of the judo is to help you to avoid injuries when you fall. And then it became so automatically for you that you just know, okay, I'm falling, that happens, we are riders, there is always a risk, but I'm gonna really let my whole weight, I'm gonna be not so much stress, not hold the tension, and I'm gonna roll, and I know that nothing's gonna happen. You understand what I'm saying? It's just already automatically on your mind that you can fall, and if you fall, you can roll yourself in the ground. So, that's why I prepare for you a fantastic webinar which is coming next weekend with a master in judo and jiu-jitsu, where we're going to learn the technique of Ukemi, which is a technique, I would say, safety for us as riders to learn how to fall and how to distribute our weight when we fall. I am sure you're going to love it. Please subscribe to my newsletter at my website www.luciana-denise.com, and then you can watch for free this webinar which can teach you the techniques how to fall off on the ground and how to fall off from a horse. I hope that you don't fall so many times, but in case you fall, you're gonna master the technique, you know how to do it, and it's gonna be much easier. And there's another thing is, you're gonna even take this tension and take these fears away of falling off, because I have so many questions for you which I love, and I'm going to answer just some of them which are here, which I already have answered some of them. So what to do in the moment where you fall? If it's automatically, if you master the technique of Ukemi and you know how to fall, automatically you're going to know what to do when you fall. This is so important. That's why it's very important to master the technique how to fall. So, if you are scared when you're falling, yes, for sure in that moment you don't want to fall. The first thing that comes here, fears, instinct, oh my god, I'm falling, I'm going to hurt myself, survive mode, what can I do? Just let go. Go in the ground, roll and learn the technique. You already saw, even today in my box lesson, I was training with my trainer how to fall and how to roll. You could see in my stories just before today that it's in a way so nice that you can even start having fun to move your body and fall and to yourself on the gymnastic natures. So, how to prepare yourself and to fall when a horse goes up. I tell you, this is a very bad feeling from all of us, because when they go up, we lose the control and we think, oh my god, they're gonna come on us, whatever. So at that moment, so many thoughts come through our mind, and what can we do? The best thing is, as soon as you see that you're falling, roll out of the horse. Get far away from your horse. Never try when you fall to hold the horse. This is the worst thing you can do when you hold the horse in the hands, because then you can really hurt other things and you get tense. So try to let him free. How many times I fall? Many times, as I said to you, in the last few years, but I was not someone falling off so many times, which I'm very lucky. And I really, like I said, out of this problem on my foot, which was just because I twisted my foot when I fall off, and I had the Sudeck symptom, I'm very lucky that I really never really fall and have bad injuries. So, what do I think about the protections, airbags? I think they are interesting. I used them a little bit last year before I made my break, and I think they can protect. I never fall off when I was using them, so if it's good for you, if it's good for your mind, and if you feel safe, just do it. Safety is the first thing we want to do when we're riding, but there's no guarantee. We're gonna fall, we're gonna hurt ourselves, but if it makes you feel good, just use it, and maybe you can avoid some injuries. So you never know what to do when you fall off, and also if you fall together with your horse. Why we don't know what to do? Because normally when we fall off, it happens when we don't want. It happens like a surprise. So I can tell you, sometimes which I fall off, which were not so nice, were riding at home, just trotting. For example, I fall off 2 times from Winnie Mood, just trotting, and he tripped, and we both, like, when he went on his knees and he went on the floor, and I really fall not in a good way. These are one of the worst times we fall, when we don't expect. Sometimes we come to fence and we know we have a bad distance, we know the horse can stop, we're already like attracting, we're gonna fall, but then we prepare ourselves, we hold ourselves in the neck. Many times we do this and we don't fall off. Another thing like is also interesting, I fall off twice from Fit for Fun, riding in the racetrack, because Fit for Fun was very quick to turn. So, as she also did in the jump offs, when we ride in the racetrack and a bird would come out of nowhere, out of the trees, she would see ghosts, she would listen everything, but then she would turn back and I would just keep going. And so when you're not prepared to fall and the horse does a really like abrupt movement, it can happen that surprisingly you fall off. And then sometimes you really fall off strong. I am more prepared today to fall off than I was before, because I know today is important to master the technique of falling down with the Ukemi, judo and some other exercises. We can train with your personal trainer and whatever you want. Put that into your daily practice or your training practice, that it just becomes for you and even fun when you fall. So, talking about that one more time, you can learn with me in my webinar, which is going to be there for you in the next weekend, learning the judo and the safety technique, Ukemi, how to fall off. And then you can see that it's not so bad, just a